Hi guys and welcome back to Movies That Matter with the Viking. World Beyond episode 2 aired on Sunday night in the US. And look, the premiere I was really looking forward to. The trailers looked very good. And actually episode 1 for me was a very good episode. I love all the elements with the CRM, then with this group of young teens going out into the zombie apocalypse after being sheltered away from it for years, for nearly 10 years. Going into the unknown of trying to get to New York to Iris and Hope's father, who is a scientist, and he's working for the Civic Republic military. They are trying to find a cure for the virus, but they don't think everything is as it seems because they think they're being lied to. And later on in the episode, at the end of episode 1, we see the Civic Republic have assassinated absolutely everybody in that community, but these young children don't know anything about that because they left before that happened. Now episode 2 for me, I was looking forward to it. Now I did say last week, I think in my review for episode 1, that my only concern with World Beyond. Now Scott M. Gimple, he's the producer. He's over everything got to do with The Walking Dead. He was the showrunner for Walking Dead for a while before he was kind of nearly ran off it because of the poor reviews and stuff, and then Angela Kine took over. But my element for this, my fear, he loves filler. He really loves filler. He loves doing sole episodes with certain characters, he loves a lot of character development. And look, character development is great, but if you have a character development episode where there's absolutely nothing interesting about the surroundings going on with that character in terms of fight scenes or walkers or tense situations, then it's a waste, and it makes that episode a waste, and sometimes it makes it boring. Not all the time, but sometimes it does. My fear was, because Scott M. Gimple, he loved for The Walking Dead for those 2 or 3 seasons. He loved for the premiere to have something interesting, a cliffhanger. Then the next big thing would be the mid-season finale. The next big thing would be the mid-season premiere. And then the next big thing would be the season finale. That's what everything was aimed for. The character development, the story was all being pushed towards that season finale. That's what my fear for World Beyond was. But then I thought to myself, look, this is only 2 seasons. What is it, 20 episodes? So they have to move quick. They have to tell these stories. They have to get us to know these characters quick and then get to New York and let this story be connected in whatever way it's going to be connected to the Rick Grimes movie, or just basically telling more about the Civic Republic movement, which I found very interesting, and who are they? And that's what I was looking forward to finding out more in these coming episodes. But that episode 2, guys, it was boring enough. It was a character development episode with loads of filler. The only interesting element about this episode was the flashbacks with Felix, who was a gay character, and we get to see him as a kid, and his parents disowning him because he is a gay kid, and he's even his father calls him a faggot and stuff like that. Some terrible, cruel scenes. But those were the only really interesting stuff because they gave Felix so much character development, and we like him as a character. Now, with the main group, the teens who were supposed to be the stars of this show, it was basically about them finding out how to actually kill a walker, even though we see flashbacks of them in school where Felix is showing them how to kill walkers. Now, I know we've all been in school, we don't listen to what the teacher is saying, but killing walkers seems to be a pretty big thing that you have to listen to and understand and how to do it. Now, of course, they're only learning the theory in the classroom, and they don't get to go out and actually do it in the world of killing the walkers. That's where the community itself probably failed. All these people don't even know how to fight, but these kids are struggling with even killing one walker when there is 4 of them. Now, that's an interesting aspect. If we had not seen 16 seasons of The Walking Dead prior to this, or 15 seasons, you got 10 seasons of The Walking Dead, you've got 5 seasons of Fear. We know what it's like to kill a walker. We've seen characters have difficulty killing a walker, but to give a sole episode to this thing just wasn't good. It wasn't a good idea. We know how to kill walkers. We've seen this so many times before. I know it's new for these characters, but you could have got over that by them looking back in flashbacks to them being in school or them training how to kill walkers, and then you'd have to bypass all of this stuff. But for me, you had to engage the audiences even more with episode 2. You had to make them come back for more. There was nothing in this episode about the Civic Republic military, which there should have been. So my fear for The Walking Dead World Beyond is a lot of this season is going to be character development, and the next big oh my god moment will not be until the season finale. I hope I'm wrong. I hope The Walking Dead creators have learned from their mistakes of season 7 and season 8, where there was loads of filler and loads of just character development without any substance. These characters of Hope and Iris and Elliot and Silas, they're likable, they're okay, but we need to see more of them. We've yet to see more backstory for Silas or for Elliot, which I'm sure we will, but tonight's backstory episode was for Felix, and he's on his journey with Hook. So, like, for me, they need to do more. I hope it's not going to be episode 3, there's something going on, but we see the backstory of Silas. Episode 4, something's going on, and we see the backstory of Elliot. But that looks like the direction that they're going in. But I don't mind those elements where we get to see who these characters really are if there is something interesting happening in the now. They go to this kind of walkers or these eaters or these empties, and there's so many of them, and they're in these kind of this fire smoky place, and they're trying to overcome them, and they can't even fight them, so they have to run away. And then they're trying to distract them, and then Hope wants to be the savior. Maybe she feels like she has to save this group. She has to put herself on the line because she's the reason that her mother died, and she has killed someone herself from a very young age. We had to see that in episode 1. This episode was okay. It wasn't bad, but I just wanted more tension, more kind of action, more basis to have my opinion on the Civic Republic. Now, I think we get to see more from the Civic Republic in the coming episodes, but they are very interesting, and we need to see more from them. We need to see more depth with these 4 kids, and then with Felix and Hook, or with Hooks. We need to see more of them, absolutely. But I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. I am. Episode 1 got me interested. It did. I will come back and I will watch the rest of this season. I will watch season 2, even if I don't agree with all story elements, because I love the Walking Dead universe. But I hope the rest of the season is not what this episode is like. I hope the rest of this season is what episode 1 was like. Full of mystery, full of questions, some pretty good score, some pretty good cinematography, stuff like that. It looked like a really high budget show from episode 1, but this episode didn't look that much of a high budget show. But we'll have to wait and see. Overall, I don't hate this episode, but I've just seen this type of episode so many times in the Walking Dead universe. If you go watch my review from Fear Season 6 Episode 1, I love that episode because it was something different. It was something what the Walking Dead should be. Fear should try and implement that kind of storytelling and make that their brand. World Beyond need to find that kind of storytelling, and hopefully season 1 and season 2 of this show and the rest of the season figure out what their storytelling gripe is. How do we make it interesting for the audiences to come back? I will come back for episode 3 and episode 4 and episode 5, but I want something different. I want something new. I just don't want little bits to grasp on in the hope of something great. Because tonight, when I watched the episode, what I loved was the element with Felix. His sad story, and him dealing by going back to the town they lived in, going back to the house that he lived in and he was banished from because he was gay. That was interesting. That was pretty good, and that still troubles him today in a zombie apocalypse world where at the end of the day, none of the stuff that happened in the past world matters, but it still affects him, and I like that very much. Out of the 4 kids, so far, my favourite character is Hope. She's the only one that I would see in the main series or in Fear or in the Rick Grimes movies. She's a very good actress, and she has a pretty good character so far. But I haven't seen much of Elliot yet, how much of Silas, or even Hope, or Iris, to say, yeah, I think they're great characters. But I want to see more. But for me, Hope is my favourite so far. But guys, let me know if you checked out Season 1, Episode 2 of The Walking Dead World Beyond. Did you like this episode? Maybe you loved it. Maybe I'm just being a little bit too harsh. Maybe you thought there was some great elements with the story that they're trying to tell, and that going forward it's going to get even better. Guys, give a like, comment, let me know what you think. Subscribe if you want more Walking Dead universe content. I will bring that to you. Go check out my review for Fear the Walking Dead Season 6 Episode 1. And check out my review for The Walking Dead Season Finale. Thanks very much, guys. See you next time.